So I have a question for you guys, and I think it's more of a question for you guys to think about and ask yourselves. And that question is, do you guys love what you do? And do you guys love what you're going to do? I think this is a question that I've always asked myself, and I didn't sleep last night. I've been working all night, and this is a question that I've been thinking about. I'm like, man, do people know what they do, and do they love what they do? And more importantly, if you're going to school, are you going to do something you love to do after you graduate, or are you just doing it to get a degree so that you can please your parents? It's surprising to me how many people go to college not knowing what they're gonna do afterwards, or going to college not knowing why, accumulating a massive amount of debt. And so that's my passion, right? A big passion of mine, a big part of my heart is trying to convince college students to actually drop out of college. And if they second guess, then there's a reason why. I mean, if you're going to school, you should be really confident why you go to school, right? And it's vice versa, right? If you don't go to school, I'm gonna ask, why don't you go to school? And maybe you do need to go to school, but you don't want, so it really comes down to what you want and what you want to do. But to me, I feel like there are so many people out in this world, especially in the Korean culture, who go to college just because there's various reasons, right? To look good, to stand out, to belong with a group of friends, right? They don't want to be left behind. They don't want to look like a loser, or they don't want to be left behind. They want to please their parents or their family members, whether it's their cousins, their mom or dad, whether it's their siblings. And so I just feel like, man, like, I think the reason why I love the way my life is now and why I enjoy life so much is because I get to do what I love to do. Even when I was in school, right? Just a quick summary, the only reason why I went to school is because my mom wanted me to finish school, and I wanted to respect her wishes. And although I wanted to drop out multiple times, she didn't allow me. She kind of forced me in a way, and we made some terms and agreements, and I said, okay, fine, I will finish. But while I was in school, I was doing the things that I love to do, right? I was still dancing, I was still screen printing, I was still trying to do business and sell things. And business is at the core root of what I love to do, whether it's business development, whether it's helping other people figure out their business and help their business. Although I'm still working on my own thing too, that's what I love to do, and I hope in the future I can help a lot of people do what they love to do and guide them in that direction, because the opportunity is amazing today, and what you can do and accomplish, and ways you can make income and money through the things that you love to do. And the real question is, are you meant to be an entrepreneur, or are you meant to be an employee? There's a crazy quote, and it sticks with me all the time, which is, an employee is someone who works for somebody for 40 hours a week, versus an entrepreneur is someone who works 100 hours for themselves a week. And so I prefer to work 100 hours a week on myself, for myself, versus for someone else, and sometimes you need to be an employee to work your way up to become an entrepreneur. But if you don't agree with anything that I'm saying, that it's very obvious that this isn't for you. But if you're hearing this and you're like, man, that's me, like, I don't want to go to school, I want to do what I want to do, and I know exactly what I want to do. And if that's you, and if this resonates with you, I completely understand you. But for those of you that are like, nah, I don't get what he's saying, I completely understand that too, because I know a ton of people who go to school, finish school, and then work their 9-to-5 jobs, and have been. I'm 27 now. I've had friends who graduated since 22, and for the past 5 years they've had the same exact job, and then they leave and they go to graduate school, and then the same thing happens for the rest of their lives, right? And for me, I just can't imagine myself living that kind of life. I never want to be at the mercy of another company or somebody. I want to make sure that I sustain my own income and do my own thing, build my own whatever I'm building. And I guess it really comes down to the person. For me, I imagine a world where people do what they love to do, right? And more importantly, are passionate about what they do. It's just, I don't know, like, Fear is a big thing too. A lot of people are afraid to drop out of school because they're not certain, and it comes down to being uneducated. Like a lot of high schoolers, and if you're in high school and watching this, it really comes down to like being uneducated, because we learned to go to school all our lives, and after high school we learn to go to we're taught and not brainwashed, but the social norm is to go to college and have the college experience and meet friends. But all that's good, and if you can afford college, great, but many of you, myself too, we couldn't afford college, so we had to pull out loans. And when you're 18 and 19, it's so easy to fall into loans thinking that, yeah, I'm gonna graduate, I'm gonna pay off all my loans afterwards. But the truth is, man, loans suck like a lot. And those of you that are in loans, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And our economy in the US is gonna get crushed by student loans, because 18-year-olds don't know you think it's wise to pull out loans, but it's not, and man, it sucks when people come out with over $100,000 in loans and they think they can pay that off. Like, I know people who have had $100,000 loans and they paid it off when they were in their 60s, right? And so you're paying that off for 40 years of your life. It's just amazing to me. Like, is that what you want to do? And so many of you graduate college and do the exact, your career that you end up in after college is completely irrelevant to your degree. And so I wonder, the reason why I'm making this video is because this is what I think about all the time, like a lot, besides, identity, V3, and God's image, and the things that I do. What I would love to send out, the message that I would love to send out if I could send out one message to the entire world, besides the gospel, right? My second message would be, convincing kids, youth, students, high schoolers or middle schoolers, to believe in their passion and what they love to do, to be good at it and pursue it and do it for the rest of their lives, because that is where true joy comes from. You can be a doctor. I mean, if your passion is to become a doctor, great, but some of you guys want to become doctors or lawyers just because of the money, and if you're doing it for the money, you're gonna get crushed. I guarantee it 100%. Come back 5 years from now, watch this video, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But if you do what you love to do and you make less money, but you love what you love to do, man, that is the greatest joy in life. And you wake up every single day loving what you do, enjoying life, being joyful. I mean, if only people could understand this, right? If only. People think I'm crazy for pulling all-nighters, but trust me, man, if you meet people who love what they do, they can stay up. They can, and they can do it all day, all night. But this is just me, right? This is one man's opinion, and you can disagree with me, and that's totally cool. And I just felt like creating this video. It's pretty long. I didn't want to, no edit. I just wanted to make it raw, authentic, no cut. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below. I know this video was a very long talkative video, but hopefully you enjoyed it. And if you learned something new, cool, let me know. Remember to stay passionate, inspired, and grateful for all that you guys do, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night, good morning, adios.